Hello tanks and tankettes, and welcome to a bit of live recorded gameplay. Now I'm doing this because there's a thing I want to talk about, and well, there's actually two things. One of them is that from now on you're probably not going to see a lot of my own World of Tanks games, like even less than before, because outside of playing in platoons I'm just not finding it fun these days. I get frustrated far too easily. And so for the sake of my own sanity, I'm just not going to be playing that much. Now, I've kind of made this announcement before, but I was still playing a reasonable amount. But now I'm going to be playing even less. So you might see an increase in my own warships content, but you'll still see player-submitted replays for World of Tanks, because I still enjoy watching other people's efforts. It's just playing it myself these days is a bit less appealing. The other thing I want to talk about, and I'm going to play as I talk in the mighty ISU-152 with the only proper gun that you should use on this. Don't judge me! Don't judge me. The other thing I wanted to talk about is an absence that has been noted. Now, I've started getting back into making videos this week, and that's all been well and good. But some people have noted there's been a slight and distinct lack of Caption Guy. And I'm not going to suggest that he may or may not be tied in trust under the floorboards and therefore unable to interfere as he usually does. But basically the question I want to ask of everybody is, how much would you miss him? Because honestly, it's getting to a point where he's just getting more and more vexatious. And honestly, I mean, I could put up with him. I could continue to put up with him. You know, I could release him. Well, not that he's, you know, tied up down under the floorboards or anything. No, I wouldn't do a thing like that. But, you know, let's just say theoretically he was. I could release him in that scenario. But on the other hand, equally, I could make sure he's never heard of again. By which I mean, I'll send him on a nice holiday. Yes, a nice little holiday. He can go on a nice holiday to a faraway place where no one will ever hear of him again. Where he'll be completely fine and free of harm. So, I mean, I know this is one of the things that makes my channel maybe distinctive, but on the other hand, sometimes I get the feeling that maybe it puts people off, that there are people that, like me, just don't like Caption Guy, because, you know, what's there to like? He's mean, he's just a jerk. Don't know why I'm coming here, by the way, force of habit. I'm in an ISU with a derp gun, you know, this is not going to be sensible gameplay. So, yeah, I mean, it brings something. It certainly brings a distinctive something to the channel, but could we live without it? I mean, I know I could. I'm interested to see what the feedback on the idea is, because there have been one or two comments mentioning it, but I don't know what proportion. You know, see, there's very often the Chieftain T95. I don't know what proportion of my viewers really, like, if there was no Caption Guy, they would just pack up their bags. I don't know. It's tempting to pop round there, by the way, but I know that would be a really bad idea. We're just waiting for an opportune moment. And, oh, this might be it. Oh, God, turn around. Turn around. Oh, God, oh, God, oh, God, turn around. Oh, nope. Could not traverse quick enough. So, yeah, that was the main thing I want to ask, because outside of Caption Guy, I don't know. I don't know. Some people might just be here for Caption Guy. But, I genuinely don't know. I genuinely don't know what the response is going to be. Because some people might just not want to watch the channel, or they might not care either way, or I know there's some people in the past that have you know, expressed dissatisfaction with Caption Guy, who they feel he's just, you know, he's too mean, which obviously is a sentiment that I entirely agree with. Is there anything? Oh yes, the E5's still there. So yeah, it's tricky because it would be a big change for the channel, and I genuinely don't know how it would go. Oh! It's my time to shine. 382. Wow, that's about what you could expect, I suppose. Oh, boom! Well, okay. Artillery is everyone's favourite. And speaking of, hooray, hooray. Now, if I can kind of track him as he's trying to come over, but I don't know, it's a bit tricky. It's fine, I'm a derp ISU. Everyone will fear me, right? Fear me. Fear the power of Soviet derp. It's now an IS-3 trying to push around there. Yes. I have, by the way, I've decided, I've taken measures that even if people decide that, you know, they want Caption Guy to remain as a thing, the second channel, the new channel, where I'm going to be putting all the book stuff and the TV reviews and anything else that's just non-game content, I've wrangled it so that that will be forever free of Caption Guy's malign influence. I mean, obviously, if the main channel, you know, if people just, most people just don't care, then that's fine. The main channel will be free of Caption Guy as well. But this is so not artillery, so. But yeah, that's, I don't know. Caption Guy and books. I don't think he's much into reading Caption Guy, unless it's books of sarcastic quotes. Is that a thing? I don't know. That should be a thing. You should be able to buy a book of sarcastic quotes. In fact, I'm sure Caption Guy would quite happily author such a book. Right, this entire flank is... Oh, this was bloody awful matchmaking. This is one of the reasons why I am getting fed up with World of Tanks. Is it's just hit a stage of the things that have long bugged me are now just like, well, I don't know. I've hit my limit pretty much. There's only so much I can take, and well, oh, what? You know, I'm just going around that way. Which means me firing possibly around here. Which means I'm just, I don't know. I'd rather play warships. Because warships is actually fun, and they're actually doing things like listening to the community and hello, oh damn it, doing things like limited matchmaking at lower tiers, and a very recent example with a recent patch was they made 6th Sense available to everybody. He's firing heat. That is magnificent. That is the most E5 thing. He was firing heat. It's an ISU. Wow. Try a little harder, E5. Try a little harder. I think I'll do one more, because, you know, I'm just derping around with a derp gun, and I'm not taking this at all seriously. And that's about the only way I can cope with World of Tanks these days, is to not take it seriously. Outside of platooning. Because platooning is a different thing. Playing with Circon, or playing with my Patreons, or just, you know, playing with friends, you can coordinate a bit more, and you can speak to people and vent your frustrations. But even so, sometimes it just gets a bit much, even when I am platooning. Whereas warships... I don't know. A lot of people don't like the pace of warships. They think it's too slow. But quite honestly, I don't mind that it's a slower pace, and I think the developers of warships are just doing things better, to be quite honest. I think they're just being a lot more responsive and actually taking more into account what the player base actually want. Or so it feels like. I'm not going to pretend warships is perfect. Not by any means, but it's better. It's definitely doing better. Shall we watch the end of this? I'm kind of wondering how this is going to go, because their artillery... I mean, our arty's got 4 kills. Their arty's only got 1, but they've still done, I'm sure, a fair whack of damage. Unless they haven't, I don't know. Can't tell until the end. I know I got splashed by the M53, but it could have been worse. Could have been 1 hit. But... artillery just has such a big... Yeah, that's another thing. It's not just matchmaking. It's not just RNG. It's artillery is just huge, a huge thing. And of course, there's the moves to try out something different with the sandbox server, which I still need to actually reinstall. But it might be too little, too late, as far as I'm concerned. So yeah. Right. So. We've got a 704 and a Gorilla, and the Gorilla's moved up. We haven't seen the 704 in a while. The 140 is a one-shot. Mind you, the Gorilla is easily a one-shot for artillery as well. Both our own arties are still left alive. Spoke too soon. Okay, never mind. That Gorilla's still full health. This is annoying. But of course, these guys trying to defend... I don't know. I don't think I had much of an impact on this game, but then it was really shitty matchmaking, so what can you do? And that, I hate that. I hate that you have to have that kind of... Like, sometimes you can get in a mindset, like you're in a strong tank for its tier, and you get in with a decent team, and you're able to contribute, but if your team sucks or you get unlucky, you just get punished so much harder. And I hate having to have that mindset of, well, what can you do? That shouldn't be what you're thinking when you're playing a game. You should be thinking, what can I do? In a, kind of positive frame of mind. And instead it's like, well, the game itself is just trying to shaft me here. And that's not good game design. It's not at all good game design. And I think it's one of the reasons why, and I've said this before, on some servers, the population is struggling badly. Anyway, RIP, that Gorilla, who just got blapped by, what was that, the 261. 5 minutes left in this. I probably won't do another game after this, actually. I said I would, but then I decided I was going to watch the rest of this one instead. And just, see where my thoughts take me. So, 704, probably full health. It looks like he's been sat camping the entire time. Which, I don't know. I don't have the 704. I've been kind of slowly getting there with the ISU. I just don't play it that much. Because when you're top tier, and it's like tier 6s, playing the ISU just feels monstrously unfair. Boom, there we go. There's one RT down. And there's the 704. Hello, finally making a move. Well, his poor traverse is going to work against him. However, 140, you are pushing your luck. You are really pushing your luck. Did he get a hit in? No. Is the 140 just not spotted? Is that why he's holding position? Maybe. It could have been actually that he wasn't spotted, come to think of it. Oh, that was so lucky. In the tracks. I think the object's done. However, the Conch GC might yet make an appearance. Well, this is actually pretty tense. And of course it's come down to the high tiers. And there's the Conch GC. Well, oh, he's gonna struggle to fire down this slope though. Yeah, there we go. Nice. 704's done for. We might just squeak a win out of this. But I don't really feel like I had much to do with it. I was just along for the ride. And I never get that feeling in World of Warships. Well, I say never. Very, very occasionally I might end up with a team that is not particularly great. But it always feels like there's more I can do in Warships. My feeling of player agency is increasing. I don't know why the 140 isn't just going when the guy was reloading. Unless he was... Ah, I know why. He was waiting for the Gorilla to get the kill so they could get the platoon medal. I just spotted that they were in a platoon. So, I did a grand total of 1 hit of damage. And then got some spotting damage. I actually got over 1k spotting damage there, apparently. What did I get? On the T49 and the 113, I got some spotting and assistance. Well, I did better than our IS-7. And a T10 and a T49, and yeah, that's not saying much though, is it? So, that was another magnificent bottom tier game in World of Tanks. And I will be really interested to see the feedback on this one. Because like I said, I have no idea. I genuinely have no idea. It's, in a way, it's a move I would like to get rid of Caption Guy. But at the same time, I cannot but begrudgingly acknowledge that sometimes there is the need for a Caption Guy, because sometimes I do just derp and I don't realise I've derped. Although in this case, I very much was, derping on purpose. So you can leave any comments and thoughts below. You can hit that like button. You can sub to my channel if you haven't already. And as always, stay tuned for more.